We, as the white-winged collective consciousness of 9, speak much of the higher dimensions. Yet also available to the intergalactic traveller are those realities we refer to as parallel dimensions. What we mean by these realities are worlds, experiences, and states of consciousness that are not necessarily fifth-dimensional light realities, but are fourth-dimensional realities, and some being within higher harmonics of the third and fourth dimensions. These realities are similar to your own reality upon Earth, as they operate within similar laws, holding dualistic experience, the illusions of separation, law of magnetic attraction, and free will frequencies also operate here. There is much learning to be achieved, much knowledge to be accessed, and many pathways of light available within these fourth-dimensional realities. If these pathways are followed with no resistance, full acceptance, surrender, and awareness of oneness, if they are followed and embraced with an open heart, then they are gateways and portals into ascension, enlightenment, human sovereignty, and full realization. Pathways into the higher stargates of hyperspace and intergalactic travel are in abundance here. There are many names for these fourth-dimensional worlds: the elemental realm, the inner earth kingdom, Agartha, paradise, nirvana, fairyland, the underworld, and many more. Each name given to these worlds creates a new parallel reality. Therefore, each name given presents a different place, if you will. This creates waves or ripples or quantum shifts within a fourth-dimensional reality that is essentially the same place. Once certain codons are activated within human DNA, the aspect of self existing within these higher harmonic dimensions becomes self-aware and therefore holds consciousness. Many ascending and aware human individuals have been switching on these codons as part of their ascension experience. All ascending and aware human individuals who connect to the Earth frequencies, standing as guardians of your planet upon your planet, those holding voice for nature, for plants, trees, forests, animals, birds, fish, and all that hold no voice in human terms, the eco-warriors, the environmentally aware, the supporters of all that is green, all these individuals have activated the DNA codons of which we speak. These DNA codons hold memory, if you will, of the higher harmonic third and fourth dimensional parallel realities. These realities, holding positive, negative, and neutral frequency, hold vast expanse of nature, animals, and buildings, and many beings or consciousness structures, those that hold a conscious energy matrix. They reside within these realities. The aspects of self projected from the DNA codons, once activated, are perceived as beings, which indeed they are beings, elemental beings most often. Humanoid, smaller in height than humans on Earth, and often they are winged. We speak here of the beings you know as fairies, goblins, pixies, elves, sprites, nature spirits, trolls, gnomes, and many others. Each one of you hold aspects, depending on your level of activation, aspects of self within these realms, projecting as these beings. Of course, from their perspective, you, the human on Earth, are projections and aspects of them. This perspective is no less truthful than yours, from our perspective. Becoming multidimensional involves embracing all aspects of self. There are many ways this can be done. Many ways to work directly with the matrix without needing conscious awareness or memory to be brought to the fore. We, the white-winged collective consciousness of 9, present the pathway that allows conscious awareness of self within subjective perception and triggering of that which you know as memory. Connecting to the elemental aspect of self is one way to multidimensionally link to this fourth dimensional reality. And whilst the activation of the DNA codon creates the aspect of self, so too does the connection to the subjective perception of the aspect of self create the activation of the DNA codon. Communicating with the fairies, pixies, and other microcosmic earth-connected entities can be done through imagination pathways, visualization, and meditation. Yet a portal currently available in abundance on your earth in your year of 2013 is the portal you know as fantasy fiction. Discernment would be called for here, as each presentation or creation, novel, book, story, video, play, film, or other text holds different vibration, allowing for different codons to be activated, and each individual receiving the keys and codes presented within receives a different activation depending on subjective perception. Not all presentations create keys and codes, and not all keys and codes can be received. However, when intuition and discernment are fine-tuned, if you will, and synchronicity, magic, and attraction laws are working well, this portal, that of fantasy fiction, is most aligned with source frequency. Look to access the stories of fairies, elemental beings, magic, love, and mystery. Look for tales of human potential and the wonder, excitement, and joy that is felt at the thought of one's human and otherworldly potential being reached. For it is the emotions that activate the codons within the DNA. We repeat, it is the emotions that activate the codons within the DNA. Accessing that which has been inspired, channeled, brought forth, and created by another activated individual is a most aligned path. Light begets light, and to look at oneself in the mirror of creation, creation from another quantum self, is a high-level activation of multidimensionality. Accessing the portal directly through the imagination fields of hyperspace, higher communication, and inner creativity is so too a high-level activation of multidimensionality. Taking this path holds service to humanity on a larger scale, when perceived in a linear sense, as you shall be passing keys and codes to others whilst simultaneously to self, should you choose to share and make public your creation. Finding the aspect of self that exists within the parallel dimension or within the fourth dimensional reality can be done in many ways through many streams with much activation. The portal of fantasy fiction is but one portal of many. Yet know this: fantasy, to mean a fantasy, a fantastical thought that does not exist, holds merit only when grounding oneself into the left hemisphere thinking, bringing balance and preserving sanity for all that the physical body and mind need to anchor. Fantasy, translated into imagination, the gateway or portal into the parallel dimensions that exist and hold substance within the higher dimensions, activating right hemisphere thinking, mystical experience, heart-opening joy, bliss, and creation from a sovereign being that stands as all that is you, creates activation for all that the light body, higher mind, and full mind-body matrix desires to evolve. Fiction easily flips into fact when both these perspectives are embraced, creating expansion of mind. And the beings themselves, drawn into all that is you as human, creating memory of what once was, what could be now, and what indeed will be again. Contributes to the galactic society that Earth as a planet wishes to embrace at this time. For extraterrestrial consciousness, one looks to the cosmos. For angelic consciousness, one looks to the heavens. And for elemental consciousness, one looks to the invisible corners of the earth. All three aspects are aspects of self, and come together to create the Holy Trinity of three. The triad of multidimensional awareness that, when formed in true dimensional geometric alignment, create conscious multidimensionality, and thus full God realization within self. We are the white-winged collective consciousness of 9. Gateways within, gateways within, gateways within.